Hello and welcome to another episode of Memphis on the Mark. I am Mark Jones, your host, and today's special guest is Ryan Watt. Welcome, Ryan.
Yeah, glad to be here.
I am very happy you're here.
Me too.
You are director of the Indie Memphis Film Festival.
Yes.
That is correct. And
Yeah.
You've been director how many years?
This will be my fifth year.
Fifth year. And by the way, congratulations, you are the first repeat guest.
That is amazing.
Memphis on the Mark. You were on the old studio back in 2015, and now you're here today. So
It's kind of like Saturday Night Live, where when I come back for the 10th time, 15th
there'll be
time,
there'll be a little club, the jacket,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's hope we keep going. I think they're in their 45th season, starting in September.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm excited that Eddie Murphy's going to be on.
That is going to be a good show, and of course, there's a little Memphis connection now.
There you go.
With
The
him
Dolomite.
Craig
movie,
Brewer.
Yeah.
That is very exciting. So you travel some with Indie Memphis. We were just together in Birmingham recently
True. Yep.
at a film festival. I had a little short film in it, and you were there as Mr. Indie Memphis.
I was doing this.
Doing this, whatever this is.
Yeah. The Sidewalk Film Festival,
Yes.
for anyone that hasn't been, is just a lot of fun.
It
It's
is
a
fabulous.
big party, such a great layout they have. But anyway, yeah, so I get to travel festivals. The biggest perk is I do go to Sundance every year. So
is awesome.
that's by far the biggest perk. And there's also a conference called Art House Convergence.
Right.
It's the 3 days before it. So I'm there for, probably 9-10 days overall.
Wow.
And then I often go to South by Southwest.
Right.
I didn't go this year, but I've been, I think, 5 times, and the rest of our staff went this year.
Right.
And I always go to Oxford Film Festival.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oxford, Mississippi, not
Mississippi,
Oxford,
it's true.
England.
I
I'm
know.
sure Oxford, England has a fine festival.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But actually, Oxford, Mississippi has a hell of a festival.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and obviously being an hour from here, it's kind of a no-brainer. Like our artistic director, Miriam, she goes to Telluride and lots of great festivals. So it's great for us to travel to make relationships with other festivals, with film distributors, and of course, filmmakers.
Right.
And then we just learn, I learn something every time. It might be an idea for, that's a cool sign, we should have that.
Right.
Or like operations, like, the way they're doing their seating process is really interesting. So yeah, it's work, but
Yes, it is
fun.
work. That's a heck of a job. That's
Yeah.
that's good work if you can get it.
Yes.
But that does sound like a lot of fun. And you're right, you get to meet other filmmakers. Have you ever seen a movie and said, we have to get that?
Oh, many times. Yeah.
I guess at Sundance for sure.
Sundance for sure. The challenge with Sundance and our festival is they're so far apart.
Right.
January, and then our
Like
festival's
almost
in
11
November.
months, 10 months.
Yeah, and so by then, now especially with streaming, so many more movies are already distributed from Sundance before November, which is great that we have our weekly film series.
Yeah, well, what is that?
Indie Memphis Nights. So now we show films throughout the year. We partner with Malco, so we rotate at different Malco locations, and we have a membership.
Okay.
So for just $50 a year, you get your first 5 tickets.
Wow.
So it pays for itself. Then you get 20% off everything after that. But basically, we're offering films every week. And they're these great movies, often out of Sundance, or people read a review in the New York Times, and they're like, I wish this movie would have come to Memphis. And those are the movies we're looking for, the ones where the distributors aren't opening them into enough cities where they come to
usually
Memphis.
New York, LA, maybe Chicago.
And sometimes it's 15, 30 cities, but it doesn't get to us. And
Right.
so so that's one thing that's great now when we go to these festivals, we're scouting year round. But even using Sidewalk, Birmingham, like there's this great movie, Gip, that we showed a few years ago about the last juke joint in Alabama.
Yes.
It's awesome. And that's a perfect example where we saw it at Sidewalk Film Festival. We're like, oh, this is perfect.
So you saw it in August or late, August, and then you got it for the November festival.
Yeah, because it's basically like we are working on the program up until basically the end of September. It's, hours before it's announced, sometimes we're still making final little changes.
When will the lineup for this year's festival be announced?
Yeah, October 1st, we have this event, the preview party, every
Okay.
year at Rec Room, and so we're doing that this year. So on October 1st, come out. It's a free event from 6 to 9 o'clock.
It's great because it is 6
Yeah.
huge screens. I mean, as big or actually bigger than this little map of Memphis. I mean,
Right. Much bigger.
Actually, it is
yeah.
it's like double the size of that.
Yeah.
6 of them.
Yeah, and then we provide headphones so that people can actually hear the trailers that are playing if they want to.
Sure.
But even if you can't come or you don't live in Memphis, just that evening around 7 o'clock, you just go to our website and the whole schedule and program will be online. And we give a benefit to our pass holders. They can select tickets first. So if you have a pass, you get first access to make sure you get all your favorite films.
Oh, nice.
And then like a week later, we open it up where anyone can buy a single ticket to any movie.
That's great. And this year, you're adding a venue in Overton Square.
Yeah, so like the kind of Overton Square to Cooper Union area is the weekend of the festival,
Right.
kind of the primary portion. And so in addition to Playhouse in the Square, Circuit Playhouse, Hadaloo Theater, Theater Works, and 3 screens at Studio in the Square.
Right. How many screens is that? Well, Circuit is not a screen, but that's like 3.
It's true.
7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're adding Ballet Memphis. So 7 screens. There's 7 movies playing at all times, plus
Wow.
panel discussions in Circuit.
In Circuit. So
Yeah.
there are 8 locations, venues,
Yeah.
all within literally 4 of
Yeah.
them are within
Blocks,
a
yeah.
rock's throw.
Yeah, and then I would
not
even-
that no one should be throwing rocks,
Yeah.
but you literally you could hit 4 of the venues. I could, and I'm
Yeah.
not a good aim.
Yeah, please don't encourage everyone to go throw rocks.
Yeah,
in Memphis.
kids do not throw rocks in general, but
Yeah.
don't throw rocks in Indie Memphis.
Yes.
But they're all right there.
And I would even include our block party as basically another venue in the
Yes.
sense that we've got music going, hospitality tent, food trucks, merchandise,
Yeah.
poster competition. That's all happening in the middle of Cooper Street, right outside of Playhouse in the Square. So there's like 9 things happening.
There
at
are
all
9,
times.
yes, with that tent, there are 9
Yeah.
things. And I like that because I go to a lot of film festivals over the years with my shorts and my features. I like it when everything is together, when I can walk, because I've been to some film festivals and it's like, I'm right here, and then the next movie I want to see is way down here,
Yeah.
or it's way over here. And so the fact that you can walk to everything, easily walk to everything, I would say from Studio on the Square to Playhouse, maybe a 4-minute walk.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge benefit. One of the best things about our festival is you can go to these back-to-back movies.
Yeah.
In other cities, you're often having to try to hope to get on the transportation to get across town or get on a busy shuttle or bus.
Right.
And you're gonna often miss a
Or
movie.
really run.
Or yeah, right.
I mean, just in hopes that you can make
Yeah.
it. What does this new venue hold? How many seats are in that?
in Ballet Memphis.
Ballet Memphis.
It's a little over 200,
Wow.
and it's actually fancy bleachers is how I
Okay.
would describe them. It's like the rehearsal space for
Yeah.
Ballet Memphis. So then they pull out what look like bleachers, but they have padded backs. So they're
Oh.
kind of like benches.
Okay.
That holds a couple hundred. Then apparently like up to 400 if we wanted just rows of chairs on the floor. So
sure.
we'll play that by ear on what's needed. And then we've added Crosstown Theater for opening night on October 30th.
Oh, that's
so that's
great.
another new venue. And then we show encores the following week at Malco Ridgeway, and we've added the new Malco Powerhouse as well. So really just trying to hit all areas of Memphis.
So really across town, especially for these repeats.
yeah, exactly.
It is out east. That's downtown, and it's a good maybe 15 miles apart.
Yeah.
The two theaters are for the repeats.
Exactly, yeah.
So that is good. Well, when you were a youngster, growing up in Memphis or going to college in Knoxville, did you think, oh, man, one day I'm going to be the executive director of one of the most successful film festivals in the free world?
No, I had no concept that I would even be working in film movie industry. So I was a marketing major and went into business, had a technology company, and then sold it and worked for the company I sold it for as a marketing director. And then kind of on a whim, I helped some friends produce a movie in 2009. And so in 2008, I went to Indie Memphis as my first festival just to learn.
Right.
And got hooked and started volunteering on the screening committee and
Sure.
The marketing committee for Indie Memphis. And then joined the board in 2014, and then was asked to kind of be the interim director in 2015, and just fell in love with the job, and this is my 5th year now doing it. So it just, the path that kind of happened, it wasn't at all my background.
Not a straight path, yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, people, I got a degree in religion, and I worked in a church for 2 years right after college. Actually, I worked in Meadows of Dan, Virginia, on the Parkway, the Blue Ridge Parkway, preaching and doing other things for a summer. And then I worked at a church for 2.5 years. Point is, a degree is really, it's worth something, and it's not. I mean, people get a degree these days, and then you don't use it for the rest of your life.
Definitely. And that's what I felt like, you know, in college, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I felt like marketing is something that applies to nearly everything. And certainly with film festivals and my background producing films, marketing was very helpful to that.
Yeah,
so.
well, you're selling the festival. You're selling individual movies and the festival.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, so I'm thinking 8 actual screening venues with that night. I mean, I can remember Indie Memphis. I know people have this story. I mean, it has just blossomed and exploded over the years, just in location and in numbers of movies shown. And about how many movies will be shown this year, do you think? I mean, I know it's not programmed.
Yeah, no, I mean, so it should be similar to last year, which was 281, and we count music videos. Okay. So there's about 50 of those.
Right.
So, I mean, over 200 movies.
That's
and
incredible.
probably 50 or 60 of those are feature length,
and
the rest are short films. So we have blocks of short films. You know all about short films.
I have, hopefully, I'm knocking on wood that I'll have at least one short film in.
Right.
In the festival.
Yeah.
How I Came Out, it's a cute little funny film.
And so for anyone that hasn't been to a festival or like a short film block is a word we use, it's great because you see 5, 8, 12 short films all in one sitting that might be 5 to 15 minutes each.
Yes.
And you get this great variety of movies. And we have a very strong, what we call hometowner, the Memphis area filmmakers. We had 117 Memphis directors last year, and that number I thought was like a typo until I confirmed. I mean, the year before was like 97, and my first year it was like 29. So it is just rapidly growing each year. It's great, and that's all kinds of work. I mean, that's you know, animation, experimental. I mentioned music videos, documentary, and then of course narrative short films.
Well, 2 areas we'll talk about before we wrap up is one is the youth film. Is Youth Film Festival and the youth film. So Indie Memphis is helping, in a sense, create a farm team.
Right, I use that analogy all the time.
Of getting new talent up. I mean, like investing in the youth, starting in what, 8th grade, 7th grade?
Yeah, it's so all the youth film programs are free, and it's from grade 7 up through 12th grade.
Right.
And so we've done 4 years of the Youth Film Festival, which is a few months before the main festival.
Yeah.
And so to your point, kind of the award winners advance into the Indie Memphis Film Festival. And then we also added a mentor initiative. So we've got filmmakers sharing their expertise with the young filmmakers. We also chip in a budget of $500 for 9 different teams to each make a short film. The Grizzlies Foundation helps partner with us, and the Cloud 901, if you've heard about it, the main library, this amazing creative space. And so they meet up with their mentors there and work through the milestones of filmmaking. They create their totally original scripts.
Right.
It's not like one of those things where you kind of give people, oh, here's a contest or something. They are originally coming up with their idea, creating the script, shooting script, budget, shooting schedule, and then they have to hit a deadline to submit to the festival in time. So we think we're going to see over the next decade all these great filmmakers that hopefully in some way we've helped uplift. And now we're already seeing students that are now in college doing great things. One that won the grand prize getting into USC Film School and studying screenwriting there.
That's
you know, in California, one of the top film schools in the country. So I think the future is bright for Memphis filmmaking.
I agree, and I think Indie Memphis is playing its part and its role in helping that. And the indie grants, I obviously I love the indie grants. I helped start it.
You launched it, yes.
But I'm really proud of some of the movies, and one of them is Morgan Fox. he has made an incredible short film that won at Birmingham.
Yeah, it's racking up the awards, lots of festivals. Frameline showed it, great festival. So yeah, you can see that at Indie Memphis, an Indie Grant film.
That's right.
And then at the award show every year, we announce the 3 new winners. And now
Indie Grants.
you've helped us add a documentary.
Sure.
So basically 2 filmmakers making narrative short films in Memphis and 1 making documentary, get a mixture of cash and then in-kind services that these
Firefly.
Yeah, all these great local sponsors have donated to make happen. So yeah, it's just great to see the Memphis film community coming together to help get people kind of to that next level.
Yeah.
Because having a really quality short film could be what helps them make a feature or just grow their career.
There are a lot of short films. I worked on the Outflix Film Festival in the past, and I have seen, I think, at least 3 really good short films come through, and then 2 or 3 years later come back as a feature.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, the most notable recent example is Whiplash. So that was like a standout short at Sundance.
Right.
And that guy that funded, got the actors on board and comes back and becomes, you know, a big Oscar winner. So
Wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Yeah. That's incredible. Well, Ryan, I'm going to do a little thing now.
Okay.
I like to call Moments with Mark.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Well, on today's Moments with Mark, it's really just an exciting time here in the gay community, the LGBT community. September and October is our sort of Pride Month, and we've got many events coming up. On, I think it's September 28th, it's a Saturday, is our annual Pride Parade and Festival. The parade is at 1 o'clock on Beale Street on Saturday the 28th. And the festival is, I think, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. It will be at Robert Church Park this year because of the debacle with Tom Lee Park and all that stuff. It will be back at Robert Church Park, at least this year. Then right after that, starting on October 4th, we have the Outflix Film Festival. And that's, Memphis has a 7-day LGBTQ film festival. And the exciting news this year is it's going to be at Studio on the Square. So that's going to be fabulous. So October 4th through maybe the 10th. I'm not in charge, which is great because I've been in charge. So look it up, go to outflixfestival.org and go to, also look up the Pride Parade is on a Saturday. There's stuff on Friday night and on Sunday. Again, I'm not in charge, which is great. I've been in charge. And finally, this is really exciting, kids, because I am actually helping with this. On October 31st, Vincent Astor and I, we are going to have a major historical plaque dedication at the old Guild Theater, which is now the Evergreen Theater. It'll be, we're not sure, probably in the day or late afternoon. This historical marker is marking the 50th anniversary of the first Miss Memphis Review, which was really it was a drag pageant and no one was arrested. It was one of the first public drag shows in Memphis, October 31st, 1969. It wasn't raided by the police because Bill Kendall, very fabulous man who ran the Guild Theater, intentionally had the event on the 31st, Halloween, and so the men were in costume, and there were also women present, and they were in costume as well. And so the police did not, bring out the billy clubs and start beating up the gay people as they have in the past. And that was actually just 4 months after Stonewall. So we have got, again, it's going to be October 31st this year. This will be the first Shelby County historical marker for an LGBTQ event. And really it's the second historical marker in the state of Tennessee. Nashville did one earlier this year. So it's going to be really a fabulous day. So we got the Pride Parade, September 28th. We've got Outflix Film Festival, the 4th through the 10th of October. And October 31st, we've got the dedication of the historical marker. And to be fair, Indie Memphis shows a decent number of LGBTQ films. So, and that starts on the 30th
Of October. Yeah.
of October. So, get ready, folks. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy 5 weeks, and just get ready. So, Ryan, thank you so
Awesome.
much for being
Yeah.
on the show.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. That's a good shirt. Is that
Yeah. This was our 20th anniversary shirt, Independent Sense. That means
Oh.
1998.
Nice.
Which is also the year I graduated high school, so it just feels like personally,
You have
I
been
kind of became
independent.
independent then
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Very good. All right.